Health and safety gets a bit of a bad rap. People think that the health and safety team, and they come and put a stop to things all the time, and sometimes we do, but the world is changing, workplaces are changing, how we do things are changing. So health and safety naturally changes with that, and everything is always bringing in fresh challenges. So you need to always be thinking on your feet. You've got communication skills, you've got analytical skills, you've got the skills to make change. These are all skills that any organisation is looking for. So health and safety, it gives you a great foundation for other areas in the business that you might want to go down. You need to be good with people. If you can engage with your workforce and understand what they're doing, why they're doing it, and then maybe try and influence them as how they can maybe do it better, how they can do it safer, and then you can see the results from that. That's a really rewarding part of the job. My name's Chloe Knight. I work for Global E&C as a HSE advisor, and we are educating the next generation. Did I blur my words there?
No, that was great. That was really nice. Yeah. Let's go.
Being a HSE advisor at Global E&C, one day you could be looking at legislation change, maybe procedures that you're currently doing, making sure that your audits schedule's up to date, and the next day you might have an incident that you need to go and investigate, but it encompasses so much variety and that no day is actually ever the same. HSE, it looks at health, so the health, the well-being of employees. You're looking at the safety, so making sure that the tasks that they're doing, whether it be in the workshop or in the office even, they're doing it safely. The environment, and we don't want to cause any harm to the environment, and also quality as well. This looks at quality assurance, making sure that we're getting it right. There's also as well actually another element to HSE, security. There's a lot of acronyms in health and safety. You can get a HSEQ, QHSE. It's all the same thing, but you've also got potentially security as well. So this is looking at sites which may have large amounts of chemicals going through them, processing them, handling them. So your Coma 1 sites, they'll be looking at the security aspect of their sites as well, which is also important. So there's so many different sort of branches in health and safety that you can look at and how they all interlink. It's really interesting actually. The most useful skills in the job: communication, that's a key one. If you want to be a health and safety professional, you need to be good with people. You need to be good at communicating with them, understanding what they do, getting to know them, and also actually influencing them as well. If you can engage with your workforce and understand what they're doing, why they're doing it, and then maybe try and influence them as how they can maybe do it better, how they can do it safer, and then you can see the results from that, that's a really rewarding part of the job, where we can then see that actually you're making a difference in the organisation. And it might only be one person and they might only want to do one thing differently that day, but if that one thing that they do differently makes the job safer, they can then tell their colleagues, and then you've potentially changed what could have been maybe an unsafe situation or something that might have gone wrong, and you prevented something wrong from happening. You need analytical skills, so you need to also be able to look at the data you're getting in, look at your trends, look at your health and safety incidents, and maybe think, right, what's going wrong here? What's the root causes? Why are we having incidents over and over again? What can we do to stop them from happening and make a difference? I started out as a health and safety sort of assistant within a company in Aberdeen, and it was really interesting actually. Having not come from Aberdeen and not knowing too much about the oil and gas industry and looking at the harbour and not knowing too much about what was going on, all of a sudden I got the opportunity to go out on the vessels, spend time with the seafarers. I got to spend time on the fast rescue crafts, going across the North Sea, and sort of learning from there that it was interesting insight actually into health and safety by doing that, and it wasn't just going to be sort of a behind the desk job. From there I went to another shipping company and I worked up as a HSE advisor. So the skills, the qualifications there, as soon as you know that you maybe want to go down the health and safety route, you can then look at doing your IOSH. So your IOSH is your sort of introduction into health and safety. You can then look at doing your NEBOSH, which is slightly more advanced than IOSH. And once you've gained further experience as a health and safety sort of practitioner, you can then also specialise in other areas as well. Say you've maybe got a vested interest in the environment side of things, you can then go and do your environmental courses. You can also go on to do your masters in health and safety. You can go into the practitioner side of the business. So there's so many different sort of routes you can take within health and safety, but there's no sort of set pathway into health and safety. It's about sort of making sure that employers know that you've got an interest in people, and that you want to make a difference, that maybe you've seen the statistics that come out every year from the HSE where people are getting hurt and think, well, actually, I want to make a difference there. I want to stop those numbers and make a change. That is equally as important as having the qualifications behind you. So young people coming into Global E&C, it's a great company to work for. There's a lot of new sort of challenges coming up. There's a lot of opportunities there to get involved with a lot of new projects, especially within the new energy sector. So it's super exciting. Again, it brings its challenges, it brings its problems, but who wants every day to be the same? It'd be quite boring if it was actually. So it's super exciting at the moment. There's a really good buzz around Global E&C actually. Everyone works really well together as a team and everyone's really welcoming.